Hello, hello. Today is Wednesday, June 24th, 2020, third day of summer school, and we have two language objectives today. The first one, I can illustrate and write about school policies and rules using the school handbooks and Notability as a guide. The second one, I can explore what clubs and activities they offer at my school and reflect about what I might be interested in doing using the websites and Flipgrid. So here's our agenda. Answer the community question WebEx. If you haven't done that, go do that right now. Pause this video, go back and do that. Number 2, watch the lessons on policies and clubs. That's this video here. And then working through the activities in Google Classroom. And then, I forgot to put it on here. That includes both our school policy activity and our activity on Flipgrid. So, I can illustrate and write about school policies using the school handbooks and Notability as a guide. What the heck does that mean? So when you go into Google Classroom, right under this video, there is a link to a document that looks like this. Okay. So, sorry, not even that one. It looks like this. There we go. Up at the top, there's a link to the handbook. It's technically the Horning handbook, but the middle school handbooks are pretty much the same. So it will be perfect when you click on that link. It takes you here. You can scroll and look at this handbook here like this, and there's also a version in Spanish, so if you prefer to look in Spanish, it is there for you as well. So there's that. Let me jump back to the right slide. Okay. So once you click on that link right here, you'll pull that up, and then we're going to do something on our iPad. So right now, you're probably pretty familiar with Google Docs. That's what you're in. Okay. I will post another video of this, but I'm going to actually show you how to put this into Notability. So if you haven't yet done it, go download Notability from self-service. It looks like, this little blue pencil right here at the top. Okay. It is linked also in our notes. So when you open the document in Google Classroom, it says it's a view-only document. So what you're going to do is you're going to click the 3 dots in the top right-hand corner. Okay. So when you click these 3 dots, you're going to click the Share and Export button. I know it's really hard to read on my screen. You're going to click Share and Export, and it's going to pop up with these different menu choices. You're going to choose Send a Copy. When you click Send a Copy, it's going to ask you how you want to send it. You're going to go ahead and let it say PDF, keep the check mark by it, and hit OK. From there, it's going to say Preparing. It's going to take a minute to load, and then it's going to pop up with this little box at the top that's going to show you all the little different app icons as to where you can send it. You're going to want to scroll over to the one that says Notability with our little blue pencil and wait for a little check mark to pop up. Once you've done that, you can actually close that doc, go into Notability, and open it up. First thing that'll happen is it'll pop up something like this, and you are going to say, create a new note. The best part about this being a video is if I'm going too fast, you can pause me, you can rewind me, you can do it again, and you can even ask me on WebEx, and I'll walk you through it on your screen. Okay. It'll then ask you which ones you want to do. You can either do all 3 or just the first 2 and hit Import in the top corner. Okay. Once it's done that, it's going to have a little box next to it. Your screen's still going to be in a pop-up. You're going to click Open. And now you have it in Notability. So the one thing, if you've never used Notability, that I really, really love is it's kind of like a notebook. You can color on it, you can draw on it, you can type on it. It makes it really easy to use. So for what we're doing today, most of the functions you're going to need are in that little pencil icon up at the top. So right now you can see the one I'm selected is the little finger. It goes finger, scissors, eraser, pencil, highlighter, text. So you're going to want to click the pencil. Okay. And then that's what you're going to be using to draw and to color. By tapping it again, you'll get multiple colors up. And again, I can help you through all of this if you need it. The way this activity works is my best recommendation is to go split screen. So you have 2 things up at once. Okay. I do have a separate video I can show you that on that, but it allows you to see both your internet and your Notability at the same time. I would keep your the workbook, or excuse me, I would keep your Notabilities up on one side so you can draw as you go, and the handbook up on the other. So you can scroll through the handbook, and you're basically looking for a few topics. School appropriate clothing or dress code. So in the first box, you can see right here, you're gonna draw what's allowed. So what kinds of things are allowed? Give me one example. You don't have to include them all. And then what's not allowed. So what might be a little too far? Okay. You can be as creative as you want. Phone policy. What's allowed, what's not allowed. Remember that you don't just have to draw, you don't have to stay within the lines. You can actually use the space behind it. So if there's a specific spot that you want your phone to be, go ahead and draw that behind it. Food and drinks. Where are food and drinks allowed? Where are they not? What's allowed in your locker? What's not? And then one of your choice. So you can choose whatever you would like. Is it allowed? Is it not? You tell me, you show me what's allowed and what's not with it. Be creative. Enjoy this creative activity and this freedom to choose what you want to do and to show me. I'm not judging your drawing. I am not the best artist. I accept, rough sketches. That's okay. The idea is that you're starting to figure out what's allowed and what's not. The really cool thing about middle school is that with this new transition, there's some new responsibilities. There's some things that you're expected with your phone and your clothes and your lockers and food and drinks, some that might be kind of new. But with that also comes a lot of freedom. So the next half of our activity, I'm going to say it again. If you are somebody who wants to pause and work just on the first activity, by all means, go ahead and pause me here. The second activity is looking at clubs and activities that you can do in middle school. So I have linked in Google Classroom all of the middle school's websites. That's why there are so many links today. That's why there's so much going on. So again, the order: the video you're watching, followed by the doc that you're sending out to Notability, followed by the handbook. Under that are the links to all 4 middle schools, right? And then the link to Flipgrid. So I'll show you really quick on each one where you can find clubs and activities. So on STEM Saratoga, extracurricular activities, right here. Click into them, look at them. At Butler, you can find them right here in the clubs and activities tab. At Les Paul, you can find them right here for athletics, intramural athletics, meaning within the school, and clubs. And then finally, at Horning, clubs and activities tab again. Okay, all of these are here. Take the time to look through, figure out what they offer. There are a ton of things offered at all of these schools for what you could do. When you figure it out, right, so here's a whole bunch of different clubs listed on the side here. When you figure it out, you're going to go into Flipgrid to the link I've given you. Sorry, I just finished my video. And you're going to talk about what sorts of clubs and activities you're interested in. I will go ahead and add a sentence stem in here before you start. And then I do ask that you watch my video first. It's 1.5 minutes, I think. And it just gives you a little bit more reasoning as to why we're talking about clubs and activities and what the purpose is. Also, what I would have been interested in joining if I could join the clubs here at Horning or at our middle schools. That was kind of a lot. As a quick reminder, I'll leave this one up. You're writing about that school's policy and Notability. You are exploring clubs and activities and talking about it on Flipgrid. And then don't forget you're answering our community question in WebEx. I am on WebEx during the day today from 9 a.m. to 10:20, and you can probably reach me outside of that. If you want to talk to me about maybe splitting this up over a couple days, that's okay too, but please, please, please talk to me. And I'm excited to see what you guys share.